now I would like to call Yousuf Baloch. Yousuf Baloch is an indigenous climate and human rights activist from Balochistan. He is the organizer of the Friday for Future Balochistan chapter, as active in Friday for Future International. He started activism after experiencing the worst impact of the climate crisis at the very young age. So please welcome Yousuf Baloch.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for introducing me, and thank you so much everyone for being here. My name is Yousuf. I'm a climate and human rights activist, mostly involved with the environmental and the climate movement. But at the same time, I feel like I feel the importance of being here and also trying to intersect different issues, especially when it comes to Balochistan. I feel like Balochistan's struggle is deeply interconnected with the climate struggle, and it's very important when we talk about the human rights situation in Balochistan. For example, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and when we look at the climate crisis, we get to understand that the climate crisis is the product of capitalism. Climate crisis is caused by colonialism, and Balochistan is still a colony of Pakistani state and its institution, and it's very important for us to connect these issues, but also try to uproot this system from its roots to make sure that the indigenous communities of Balochistan and other communities around the world get liberation and freedom from these oppressive institutions and governments. And also at the same time, I think I've been in the environmental movement, something that I got to understand that most of the times when we go somewhere or when we try to represent a community, especially like I come from an indigenous communities because the Baloch people are indigenous to Balochistan, and it's very important to talk about it, that this is our land and we belong here, and this is not your, we do not live here because of your authority, and we need to make sure that to remove your authority over us. And the thing that I was talking about most of the times when you go to different conferences, we see the representation of youth and young people, and especially children, taking part in different conferences and different areas, whether it comes to human rights or the climate crisis or gender issue. I think it's also important for us, in order to get freedom for Balochistan or justice for Balochistan, or try to solve these issues, we need to involve more people, especially youth, in our struggle to make sure that we are represented in a way where it's important for them, because everyone sitting here holds a story and carry a story throughout their life, and every one of us have a story which is somehow connected with the struggle of Balochistan. Everyone sitting here, I'm pretty sure, has someone or their relatives or a family member or someone or their friends or someone they know has been missing or killed or been abducted by the Pakistani state. And this is a story which is very important for us to raise in different institutions. And something, the other thing that I also wanted to talk about is taking action in different platforms. And I think action is really important, but we need to take it in a way where we need to sustain ourselves while taking that actions, because it's very important to sustain our lives in order to do activism. And our fight is a long-term fight. It's not like we cannot get freedom, we cannot get justice within 1 year or 2 years. In order to sustain our activism, our political activism or political careers, we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves. We need to make sure that we create communities and collectives where we thrive together and work together for a long term. But also, to fight for the long run, we must find what breaks our hearts and what makes them swell out of our chest. We need to be angry, outraged, and saddened by the harm and the violence that comes with the climate crisis and the exploitation of our lands. We cannot ignore these realities, but we also need to find out the things that meant us, the hope for something better that excites us so much that our heart feels huge and full. Only when we have acquired both anger and hope, we will realize that we have no choice but to act in such a way that will bring about change. We can't help ourselves. The prospect of creating something better is irresistible. We are only fueled by fear. We risk running into isolationist, individualistic ideologies, we risk compromising justice, or this fear can be all-consuming and lead to defeatism. But we need to make sure to defeat the fear, and we need to make sure to work as a community for a better world and for a better Balochistan, and to get freedom for Balochistan. Thank you.